Sophie was a 21-year-old college student living in a small university town. She was a sociable girl who loved spending time on social media, sharing photos and updates about her daily life. Her parents, both successful professionals, supported her studies in psychology and were proud of her academic achievements. When not busy with studies or classes, Sophie enjoyed pursuing her hobbies, photography and volunteering at an animal shelter. She often posted pictures of the puppies she cared for, gaining many likes and positive comments from her followers. Despite her seemingly perfect life, Sophie sometimes felt lonely and bored. In those moments, she turned to Tinder to make new connections and potential dates. She had met some interesting guys through the app, but none had truly caught her attention. One day, while casually browsing profiles on Tinder, she came across a charming guy named Alex. His profile intrigued her: photos in exotic locations, an intriguing bio, and similar interests. Without much thought, Sophie decided to swipe right, and to her surprise, she immediately got a match. The two started chatting and discovered they had a lot in common. Alex was intelligent, funny, and genuinely interested in Sophie's life. After a few days of conversation, Alex suggested meeting for a date. Flattered by the attention and intrigued by this mysterious guy, Sophie agreed. On the day of the date, Sophie carefully prepared, choosing a cute but not too flashy outfit. She headed to the agreed-upon place, a small cafe in the city center. When she arrived, however, there was no sign of Alex. Sophie checked her phone but hadn't received any messages. She decided to wait, ordering a cappuccino and absent-mindedly scrolling through social media. 30 minutes passed, then an hour, but Alex didn't show up. Disappointed and a bit worried, Sophie tried calling him, but the call went to voicemail. She then decided to go home, thinking that perhaps she had been too naive to trust a stranger she met online. In the following days, Sophie tried to contact Alex again, but without success. His Tinder profile had disappeared, and there was no trace of him on social media. Sophie began to wonder if Alex had ever really existed, or if she had fallen victim to a cruel prank. A few weeks later, while at the animal shelter, she received a notification on her smartphone. It was a message from an unknown number containing a photo. It was a shot of her at the cafe on the day of the missed date, sitting at the table while checking her phone. Below the photo, a message read, "I'm sorry about the date, but I couldn't risk being seen. I'm watching you, Sophie. You're so beautiful when you're unaware." Sophie felt her heart race, and a shiver of fear ran down her spine. Who had taken that photo? Was it Alex? And why was he following her? Scared, she blocked the number and deleted the message, but she couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. From that moment on, Sophie began to notice strange events in her daily life. Objects that seemed out of place in her dorm room, the feeling of being followed while walking on campus, and even some of her social media posts receiving likes from profiles without photos or with strange names. So she decided to confide in her best friend, Rachel, who advised her to contact the police. Together, they went to the local police station to file a report, but the officers seemed skeptical about Sophie's story, dismissing it as a simple case of online catfishing. Frustrated and frightened, Sophie decided to take matters into her own hands. She began researching Alex and the few details she knew about him online. After hours of searching, she stumbled upon a newspaper article from a few years ago. It talked about a man with the same name as Alex, arrested for stalking and threatening several women he had met online. The article also mentioned his early release for good behavior. Sophie felt her blood run cold. She had attracted the attention of a dangerous stalker, and now he was on her trail. She decided not to stay alone anymore and informed her parents and the college authorities of the situation. For weeks, the girl lived in fear, constantly watching her back and fearing every shadow. Her academic performance suffered, and she began to isolate herself from friends and family. Until one day, she received another message from the stalker. "You can't escape me forever, Sophie. Soon we'll be together, whether you like it or not." Terrified, she made a drastic decision. She would leave college in the city, moving as far away as possible. With the help of her parents, she packed her bags and left without telling anyone where she was going. Months passed, and Sophie slowly regained control of her life. She enrolled in a new college, made new friends, and tried to leave behind the nightmare she had experienced. However, she couldn't shake off the fear that her stalker might find her again. One day, while walking on the campus of her new university, Sophie heard someone calling her name. She turned slowly, her heart pounding, and saw a smiling guy approaching her. "Hi, Sophie. I finally found you. I'm Alex. Don't you recognize me?" Sophie woke up abruptly, sweating. She was in her bed, in her dorm room. It was just a dream, but the terror she felt was all too real. She immediately checked her phone and saw a new match on Tinder with a message waiting to be read. She hesitated for a moment, then deleted the app from her smartphone. She would never allow a stranger to enter her life in that way again. Rudy, a young university student from Seattle, was a shy and reserved guy. Despite his passion for photography and dedication to engineering studies, he struggled to socialize and make new friends. His parents, both doctors, encouraged him to go out more and meet new people, but Rudy preferred to spend his free time exploring the city with his camera. One day, driven by curiosity and loneliness, he decided to join Tinder. After swiping through several profiles, he found one that caught his attention, a girl named Lily, who shared his passion for photography. The two started chatting and discovered they had a lot in common. After a few days of conversation, they decided to meet for a date. On the day of the meeting, Rudy went to the park where they had agreed to meet. Lily was already there, smiling and charming as in the photos. They spent the afternoon walking in the park, taking photos and chatting about everything. Rudy felt comfortable with Lily and thought he had finally found someone to share his passion. In the following days, the two continued to see each other and get to know each other better. Rudy was happy and felt less lonely, but there was something about Lily that disturbed him. Sometimes, during their conversations, she asked strange questions and seemed to know things about him that he had never told her. Rudy began to suspect that Lily was stalking him, but he tried to ignore this feeling, thinking it was just his imagination. One afternoon, while at Lily's house, Rudy noticed a framed photo on the bedside table. It was a picture of him, taken without his knowledge while he was at university. Shocked, he demanded an explanation from Lily, who reacted aggressively and started yelling at him, accusing him of not trusting her. Terrified, Rudy tried to leave, but Lily blocked him and revealed that she had been following him for weeks, taking photos secretly and gathering information about him. She had hacked into his social media accounts and knew every detail of his life. Lily was obsessed with Rudy and had no intention of letting him go. Terrified, Rudy managed to escape from Lily's apartment and ran to the police to report what had happened. Authorities initiated an investigation and found that the girl had a history of stalking and obsessive behavior. She was arrested, and Rudy obtained a restraining order against her. Despite the terrible experience, Rudy learned an important lesson: to always be cautious when meeting strangers online and to trust his instincts when something doesn't seem right. He decided to take a break from social media and Tinder, focusing instead on authentic relationships with people he knew in real life. Over time, Rudy overcame the trauma and resumed his passion for photography, but he never forgot the experience he had gone through. Every time he took a photo, he wondered if someone was watching him from afar, ready to become his next obsession. Liam and Olivia, both in their 30s, lived in New York, pursuing their dreams. Liam, an economics graduate, worked at a prestigious financial firm on Wall Street. Olivia, passionate about fashion, managed a trend blog with thousands of followers. Despite their hectic lives, they always found time for Tinder dates, the popular dating app. One Friday evening, after an exhausting day, Liam was absent-mindedly swiping through Tinder profiles when he came across a captivating girl, dark hair, icy eyes, and a magnetic smile. "Megan, 28 years old, interior designer." Impressed, Liam swiped right. Match! Megan had chosen him too. They started chatting, and the connection was immediate. Megan was witty, intelligent, and shared many of Liam's passions. After a few days of virtual conversations, they decided to meet at a trendy bar in the Lower East Side. The date went smoothly. Megan was even more beautiful in person, and the chemistry between them was undeniable. Laughter, anecdotes, meaningful glances, it seemed like the beginning of something special. When they said goodbye with a passionate kiss, they both knew they would see each other again soon. Liam couldn't wait to tell everything to his best friend, Olivia. They met for coffee, and Liam described every detail of the date with Megan. Olivia listened with a smile, happy for her friend, but with a strange sense of déjà vu. When Liam showed her a photo of Megan, Olivia turned pale. She recognized her instantly, the same girl she had matched with on Tinder a few weeks earlier and had a drink with. The same Megan who then started bombarding Olivia with obsessive and threatening messages when she decided to end the interaction. Disturbed, Olivia warned Liam. Megan wasn't who she pretended to be. Liam, initially skeptical, realized that Megan's behavior was becoming increasingly unsettling. Late-night calls, delusional messages, stalking outside his home. Liam tried to end the relationship, but Megan didn't accept no for an answer. The situation escalated when Megan showed up at Liam's office, screaming and creating scenes of jealousy in front of his colleagues. Humiliated and frightened, Liam turned to the police, discovering that Megan had a history of stalking and violent behavior. With the help of authorities, Liam obtained a restraining order against Megan. She disappeared from the scene, but the trauma of the experience remained indelible in Liam's mind. From that moment, Liam and Olivia decided to uninstall Tinder and all dating apps. They realized that anyone could hide behind a screen, and blindly trusting a stranger could be dangerous. They would seek love in real life, surrounded by trusted friends and authentic human connections. The paranoia haunted them like a shadow. Every face in the crowd, every notification on the phone, every creak in the heart of the night brought back memories of Megan and her obsession. Liam and Olivia had learned firsthand that the real horror doesn't reside in the paranormal, but in the human madness that can lurk behind an apparently innocent Tinder profile.